libraries, right? So coming towards today is nothing but the data warehouse. What exactly this term data warehouse is called as? Okay, so data warehouse is also the storage location. Okay, what do we call data warehouse? As a storage location, but it is not having a short capacity for storage, so it can able to acquire huge data. Okay, the data which is going to come from various heterogeneous data sources is going to be get accommodated inside the data warehouse. So actually speaking, you will not understand if I go with this theory. I would like to show you one diagram. With that, you will get more clarity onto what exactly is the data warehouse. Okay. For all of you, this diagram is visible. Okay, so what exactly happen is your data is going to come from various heterogeneous data sources. It can be associated with any sort of data. It can be a flat file, which can be a CSV file, or it can be relational database data, or it can be a transactional data, or otherwise we can do call in another way that it is going to be get produced by different ways of storage medium. Okay, so across we will have huge data. So this data is going to come first of all over here. Okay, so this is nothing but the storage location where all data is going to be get accumulated. Now as we know that data is going to be of different sources of the data. Okay, data is going to be of different nature. So different nature data, what need to be get done? It need to be get processed. Okay, and we need to select the data. Okay, so suppose if I'm going to call, I'm having a database table. Okay, which consists of field, if I took the data which is associated with college. Okay, college data which may have the fields including a serial number. Okay, then roll number of the student, then what do we call name of the student. Okay, his phone number, his mobile address, mobile number, or his address, followed by his Aadhaar, PAN number, and the marks which he have got in the 10th and intermediate, and till now whatever he is studying, either he is in third year or fourth year, so all semester marks are going to be available there, and aggregate percentage is available over there. Okay, so this is nothing but student data. Also there will be a data about the faculty. Okay, so faculty data is suppose which consists of again faculty name, the faculty qualification, okay, since from how many years the faculty is working over there, and the subjects which faculty is dealing, how many years of experience to deal with that subject. Okay, what is the result the particular faculty is getting, when she taught the particular subject. Then this is only student and faculty. After that we'll have suppose college infrastructure. College infrastructure may consist of how many number of rooms, classrooms are there, how many staff rooms are there, how many individual cabins are there for the doctorate people. Then we'll have how many seminar halls are there, how auditorium is there or not, how much is the capacity of this, do the students have proper library, do students have for lab subjects proper laboratory with all the equipments. Okay, so like this infrastructure data is going to be get considered. Along with that some other facilities such as you may require canteen or library or hostel. Okay, and a proper sport, a place to so playground, how much is the area. So this all information associated with the student, associated with the faculty, associated with your college infrastructure and placement. Okay, so all data is going to be get maintained. Okay, about the college. So this is suppose now we are under JNTU University. Okay, Jawaharlal Nehru Technical University, Hyderabad. Okay, so how many college? Suppose 500 college comes under the JNTU University. Okay, so what is going to happen here? From different sources we are going to get the data from different sources of data. So data is going to come from different rational sources. We don't know what form it is having. Suppose in one particular college they will use the another software, it may vary from another college. CMR engineering college, they may be using some another software to maintain the student data or about the faculty data. So when the data is going to come, they have to make it standardization. So standardization means inside the data, before going towards the data warehouse, so data need to be data should have a unique structure. Okay, whatever the raw data is going to come from different aspects, so that should have a unique structure. For that, selection and processing is going to be get carried out. I may not interested in suppose from that data of the faculty mobile number or student mobile number or student address. Okay, so which fields are more important for me, that only I'm going to consider. I mean, suppose admin, now JNTU is maintaining a server for storing of storage of the data which is associated with 500 colleges. Okay, so in the JNTU server, data is going to come associated with the 500 colleges, right? So what does happen over here? So at that time they will have a right to perform selection and pre-processing. Okay, pre-processing means suppose some another college people are maintaining data, so the field should match exactly. Okay, so they need to match up with the field. So faculty name means faculty name. Okay, so roll number means roll number of the student, so that need to be get unique. Okay, faculty registration ID, so you can't use faculty registration identifier. So unique naming conventions will be performed over at that end. Okay, so here selection and pre-processing. So I may not interested the data, that I'm going to remove it off. Suppose mobile number or Aadhaar number or his address or his phone number. Okay, or the associated information such as gender and other irrelevant things, I'm going to perform removal. So that is nothing but called as the selection of which information I'm interested, that only I'm going to take up, and then only I'm going to get the pre-processed data. Okay, so when I'm going to get the pre-processed data, here my data warehouse is going to come into picture. Okay, so here we'll have the data warehouse. Okay, so data warehouse stores the data. Okay, the main aim of data warehouse is to store the data which is going to come from various heterogeneous data sources, right? So which example I have given? Like for JNT University, number of colleges are affiliated. So JNT University collects online all the data associated with students, faculties, and infrastructure. Okay. So here the data is going to be get available at the JNT University, and then they perform certain elimination of the data which they not required, and they will form a unique structure so that all college data should be get queried properly. Now what does happen is here some reduced structure is required, so they do perform certain sort of transformation. Okay, so here normalization onto the data is going to be get done. And after that, once the data is available across the data warehouse, then they are able to fire some queries. Or here we do talk in terms of some specialized algorithms are going to be get applied on that data. Those algorithms means nothing but the data mining. Okay, those algorithms are called as data mining. So data mining means the knowledge which is hidden. Okay, the knowledge which is hidden from the data is going to be get traced. So that process is nothing but called as a data mining. So in data mining, the information that we are not aware, that is going to be get understood, and then it is going to be get displayed in some graphical forms, and from that knowledge is going to be get obtained. So here if I apply certain algorithm, so you will study all this in depth in data mining. Okay, one subject you are going to have in next year. Here classification, clustering, association. Okay, under the classification, supervised, unsupervised, semi-supervised. So different sort of the algorithms of classification, clustering will be there, and based on to that, pattern is going to be get evaluated. Okay, and knowledge will be obtained. So now JNTU would like to decide, suppose, shall I permit for this college continuation for the next academic year with this much of admission quota. Suppose now seats are there for CSE 240. Okay, 240 intake is allowed for BTech. So now next year also, every year college has to forward the letter that we would like to continue for the coming academic year also 240. So sometimes they will ask extension of the 60 student, one more section supposed to increase, suppose 300 they would like to make. Okay, so depends on to the performance. Okay, depends. So what summary is going to be get checked? Okay, these many students getting the placement, they are having the excellent faculty with good qualification and experienced. Okay, the students are getting pass with 80% and above. So they will consider one criteria from the data which is going to receive at their end, and then they allow, okay, we will allow you for the next more section to be get considered. So this is the one example which I have given you for college academics. There can be another example also in the data warehouse. Suppose DMART is there. Okay, so you know Hyderabad itself, we may have suppose 100 DMART centers. Okay, so 100 DMART centers are available, and at one will be the main branch. Okay, in that main branch, whatever the daily transactions or weekly or monthly, annually, whichever happens by the customers are going to be get noted. Which product has been purchased, how much revenue has been got generated, which product sale is going to be get more, that can be get traced out. So because the entire information is going to be get available at one repository, that is nothing but the data warehouse, because they'll maintain, okay, for commercialization they need to maintain one data warehouse where all this information is going to appear. So for the DMART, whatever the transactions has been happened daily, weekly, monthly, yearly, quarterly, annually, that all is going to be get recorded towards the data warehouse. So not only of the Hyderabad location, Bangalore, suppose there are more 50 branches, okay, about DMART in Mumbai, in Chennai, or all the metro cities, whatever we would like to consider. From all those locations, they are going to get data. Then they can take up the decision, okay, in suppose one of the particular area, sales of the product is more and revenue is also generating more. So how it is going to be get identified? Because data collection about the client or customer who has purchased the product, that sales it is going to show, as well as the revenue generation is more. So they can take up the decision, okay, I can try to have here one more branch. Suppose they are able to understand that particular area Kukutpalli, the sales of product is more, so they can take up a decision that we can able to open here one more new branch. So the sales of the product is going to be perfect over there, and they will get a good revenue, good income, and their business will run properly at a higher extent. So likewise, this data warehouse, firstly they do collect the data, okay, and based on to that some algorithms are going to be get implemented. Then they will identify certain pattern, okay, this type of the analysis they will do. Okay, in Kukutpalli area the sales of product is more, or if it is double than some other area, then now knowledge is going to be get obtained, and they will say that okay, uh, we can able to open one more branch over here for DMart. So likewise, the data is going to be get collected at central place. Algorithms are going to be get fired onto understood data, and then the knowledge is going to be get obtained. So this is nothing but the definition, or we do call it as a knowledge KDD process. Okay. So different sort of the diagrams are existence over here about the data warehouse. Okay, so this is also one more, like we can call in an architecture diagram. This diagram is also available with us. Okay, so like the data is going to come from various heterogeneous data sources. Okay, so these are nothing but some of the data which will have different format, either the flat file or relational or transactional data. Then they are going to combined over here at one place. Okay, so this is nothing but they are calling it as staging, and here comes the warehouse. Okay, all information is going to be get maintained. So they do maintain the data with a structure, with a metadata information is also going to be over there. So different categories of the data is going to be available about the sales, about the purchase, about the inventory. Like suppose student, we have considered college database, so we can classify student data one, then we can classify another as faculty data, third one is about the infrastructure data, fourth one is about the placement data. So we can also perform for us categorization. Okay, so analysis is going to be get performed onto that data, and then reporting, and then knowledge is going to be get obtained. So a data warehouse importance is nothing but for storage only, and once the data is going to be get stored in a unique format, then some algorithms can be get used, which allows us to understand the data effectively by using some graphs or charts, and that gives you conclusion and gives you some decision power, that this can be get possible to increase the business or to help out the society. Okay, so have you understood? So here theory is given, you can have a look, so you will understand now this theory betterly. Okay, so what does the term is? The data warehouse comes from the commercial sector, then the academic sources. Okay, it comes from the need of organization to control the proliferation of digital information, ensuring that it is known and recoverable. So its goal is to provide the decision maker the critical information to answer future direction questions. So definitely we have studied an example right now, right? What was that example? Our example was focusing on to like okay, so our example was focusing on to the DMart. Okay, so what we have analyzed over there, that the particular sales of the product in this particular area is more, so they can able to take up the decision for future means to start with a fresh store. Okay, or otherwise they would like to make the size of that store in a bigger manner, so that the customers will get satisfaction more, and there is a lot of space is going to be get possible, so decisions can be get obtained. Okay, if we are storing the data inside the data warehouse. So data warehouse definitely consists of a data, or we do call it as a directory, that stores the data in a meaningful format. Okay, so what can be that meaningful format? The meaningful format means meaningful format is nothing but your data is going to be get maintained which have the field name associated with the field names. The data is going to be get maintained. Okay, and where the data warehouse is a big storage place or a storage location where all sort of data is going to combine, and then it is used to obtain certain decisions. Okay, are similar to information storage and retrieval system. Okay, so definitely here also we do use it for storage and retrieval, so both terms are going to apply. So we do store the data inside the data storage, or we do call it as a data warehouse, and after that we can able to make use of certain algorithms. After using the algorithm, pattern is going to be get evaluated, and then we can call it as a retrieval. Okay, so that's why the name is, it is storage as well as a retrieval system. So mainly it is focusing on to the structured nature of the data. Okay, and then data mining is going to be get applied. So once the what do we call, the data is going to be get collected inside the data warehouse, then knowledge discovery process, or we do call data mining. Okay, so try to identify certain patterns or certain knowledge from the data. We do make use of certain tools over there, or higher end visualizations are going to be get performed, which helps us to analyze the data, and then intelligent decisions can be get possible, which is hidden inside the data. We don't know data is coming raw, what is there hidden. So if we try to understand the data by considering or selecting few aspects of that, so we can able to trace out the important information. Okay, so statistic pattern recognition is going to be get applied for this data. um, so lot of research or lot of scope is there for the data mining also. Okay, so data mining is nothing but which is focusing onto the information which is not priorly known. Okay, so it is trying to give you the knowledge onto the data by storing it into the proper repository. That repository is called as a data warehouse. Okay, this is the place where data is going to be get maintained. Once the data from heterogeneous sources are going to be get appear over there, then intelligent algorithms by making use of any technology. Okay, either artificial intelligence or statistically it can be get produced with the help of association, classification, clustering, and many other higher end algorithms are going to be get used to judge pattern from that raw data. Okay, so data can be get classified into different sections also. Okay, of different subjects or different domain, data will be get stored properly. Then some the in data of their warehouse, it we do call it as a servers of data also. Okay, so their online analytical processing and queries can be get fired for the relational database or for the multidimensional data. So that lot of details are there inside. but right now you just understand with the example, and that example if you remain in your mind, then it is easy for you to understand what exactly is this data warehouse is. Okay, so once the data is going to be get maintained inside the data warehouse, decision making is going to be get applied for the future goal to be get satisfied. Okay, so this is about the data warehouse. Did you clear all of you what exactly is data warehouse, or any doubt is there in this? Yeah, anyone? Any doubt is there in the data warehouse? Hmm? Any doubt is there? Anyone can raise their concept if concern if you have not understood. Charanya 541. Charanya,
Yes, ma'am.
have you understood data warehouse? What exactly it is and how it
Yes,
process data? Hmm?
yes,
Okay.
ma'am. I understood.
Okay. So all of you listen properly. You will get clear. Any doubt are still there? You can ask me. You can raise your concerns. Okay, then I'll proceed with the next topic today. So this is over. Uh, okay. So next topic is focusing on to the capabilities. Okay, information retrieval capabilities. So information retrieval capabilities are again classified into several aspects. Okay, one is called as the search capabilities. So how does the search is going to be get performed in the irs system? So that is called as querying. Okay, so today we'll see querying. Okay, and followed by that one more is browsing. So how does the ranking is going to be get performed? That is going to be get a study, and some other miscellaneous capability whichever we do have. So this all things we are going to study over here today. Not all the things are going to be get materialized today. So today we'll see the first concept which is associated over here. Okay. Okay, so is it visible? Hmm. Okay, so search capability. So how does the search capability is nothing but the term we will use querying. Okay, and for the another search capability is nothing but the browsing. So both this term and some of the miscellaneous capabilities that we are going to see today, right? Okay, all of you, this screen is visible. CR, yes or no?
Yes, ma'am, visible.
Okay, so we'll continue with this, right? So search capability. So coming towards the search capability, whatever we do have are has been classified into several aspects. So that classification we are going to study, and followed by that we do have a lot of concepts under the miscellaneous, and then under the querying and how the browse capability. So browsing means by ranking or we do talk in terms of multimedia query or zoning or highlighting. So various concepts are going to come. Miscellaneous will focus on vocabulary browse, then can query, multimedia, as well as the first is nothing but the querying. So querying is also focusing on to the various aspect. So this is the first slide. So search capabilities can be of any forms, okay. So that can be get fired using a boolean language. Boolean language is nothing but we will use a boolean operator for treating the boolean queries, okay, and natural language queries. Definitely some algorithms are going to be get used for searching at the server end to satisfy your query, right. So that can be the algorithms are categorized into different ways. Those can be boolean algorithms or natural language processing or probabilistic, okay. So probabilistic means depends on to the occurrence of the particular atom maximum number of time, that is nothing but called as the probability algorithm. So everything we do fire queries, those are considered as a token or word, okay. So token means nothing but the word. So a lot of research has been done while searching also how to get the relevant answer. So because need to improve the precision. Precision means relevant data should be get available to the client from the search engine. For that sake, your query statements are going to be get considered, and those queries has been classified as Boolean, natural language, okay. Look at this last paragraph. Those queries has been classified as Boolean queries, natural language, proximity, continuous word phrase, fuzzy, okay. These all terms we are going to see how does it treats it works with these sorts of queries. And then coming towards the for particular word interpretation, masking, numeric data range, continuous word phrase, and concept thesaurus expansion. So today we will study, we have short time, boolean will study, okay. The first one is nothing but the boolean, okay. So here also they are saying the same thing, what are the capabilities of search querying. So today we are going to start up with the boolean queries. So boolean queries, for firing the boolean queries, as we discussed, we require to make use of the boolean operators, okay. So the majorly we will use and, or, not. So you need to use it in a capital case, and, or, not. Very rarely XOR is going to be get used, will increase and, or, not. So what does this and, or not specifies? It is nothing but the set operators. We do, all of you have studied set, okay, set functions. So what are those? Intersection, union, and difference. So here and, or, and not specifies the set operations, which are nothing but the intersection, union, and your what do we call, difference. So how does the precedence, okay. So if I try to use for one single query the two or not also, if I use, I'm using and, so multiple operators if I'm using together, then it should follow certain precedence. Precedence means which should be get prior executed, okay. So like you could have studied in the stack also or in queue, so how the operators are going to get the precedence. So here the precedence is first precedence from left to right only. Not is having, okay, not is having the first precedence, then and then, or, okay. So the precedence, first precedence is going for the not, secondly is for the and third one is for the or, okay. So in Boolean queries you will have the precedence as not and or. And definitely if the precedence is going to be there, you need to make use of parenthesis, means you will get more clear, okay. So multiple operators are going to be get used, and at that time if you use the parenthesis and if you are aware about